and welcome to another Northampton Area Public Library adult craft video. Today we are going to be making snowman wine glasses, but first I want to tell you a little bit of some adult programming that we have going on this month. First, don't forget we have virtual stick together all month long. For the month of December, help us complete a virtual sticker mosaic. You can find the link in the description below. Let's see what this mosaic creates. Also for the month of December, try out our Christmas virtual escape room. 30 minutes on the clock. Can you escape the room? You can find this link also in the description below. Okay, so we're going to get started with the craft. So I'm going to go over some of the supplies that you're going to need. So of course you're going to need a wine glass. And if you have the kit, if you're able to sign up and get the kit from the library, these are the things that will be in your kit. So you need a wine glass, you need Epsom salt, you're going to need Mod Podge, and you're going to need paint. You're going to need orange and black paint. And you're going to need a snowman hat, which we provided, and I also gave some ribbon and accessories so you can kind of decorate it how you want, which we will do. And you also got a scarf material to be able to tie a bow around the stem. And you also got in your kit, you also need paintbrushes. I would recommend a foam brush for the Mod Podge and just a regular paintbrush for the face. Some other things that weren't provided that you're definitely going to need, I would recommend a plate and a spoon for what we're going to need to do with the Epsom salt. You're going to need scissors, and you're going to need some type of glue. I'm going to be using a hot glue gun. Tacky glue might work as well. It depends what works for you, but I'm going to be using hot glue. Also, your wine glass should have come wrapped in paper. I would use part of that paper and stuff the inside of your hat so that it sits well on your wine glass. Okay, so we're gonna get started. The first step is we are going to paint. We're going to paint the inside of the wine glass with the Mod Podge to get a good glue base in there. So just do some nice, try to keep it on the inside of the glass and just paint in the entire, just do lines the entire way in the glass. And make sure it's good and covered. And get into the bottom. Okay, so that looks, make sure you, if there's any excess, just make sure you move that around. So that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna wipe any excess off that I got on the top. Not that it matters, I just want to keep it looking clean, and I got some on the outside. So it's nice and clean. Gonna put that Mod Podge to the side for right now. You're gonna take your Epsom salt, and the spoon is the best way, and do it over your plate. And you want to get that Epsom salt all in there to coat the Mod Podge, so it gives that snowy effect. So do that a while, kind of turn the glass and get all that Epsom salt in there. That looks pretty good. Now just make sure you give it one once over because I just saw an empty spot. That's why you want to get the glue all the way around. That looks pretty good. It's just missing a spot at the top there. I don't know if you can see that, so I'm gonna quick go back with some Mod Podge to make sure I get that spot. If you, like I said, if you see any empty spots or you don't think it covered enough, throw some more in there. You were given a cup of Epsom salt in your kit, so you do have more than enough. And just swirl it around, make sure it gets completely coated. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I think some sides will look better than others, so just make sure you put a lot of glue in there so it has that snowy effect. Okay, now that we did the bottom, now that we did the inside, now you want to do the same to the bottom. So you're just gonna do glue on the bottom all the way around. Make sure it's pretty nice and thick on there. You can go as high up as you want. I went a little higher than I meant to, but that's okay, if you can see. Okay, so we Mod Podged all of that, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna spoon the Epsom salt on there to get that snowy look. Don't be afraid to really layer it on so everything gets coated, and then it'll just, whatever doesn't get stuck will kind of just fall off. So you get the snowy look on the bottom of the glass, and then you get the snowy look on the inside of the glass. Perfect. So next step is we're gonna put the Epsom salt away because we're done with that. You're also done with the Mod Podge, so you can put that away and make some room for yourself. So the next step is, I'm just gonna put the hat on so I get an idea of where I want the face to be, because we're gonna paint the face next. So that has some good coverage with the Epsom salt and the paint, and the Mod Podge, and then so we're just gonna paint the face on there. So I just wanted to get an idea of how high up the hat's gonna sit so I can paint on. So I would get some type of paper plate or something and get your paint ready. You're not going to need a whole lot of paint. All we're painting is the eyes and the mouth and the nose. I'm just going to leave the hat on so I have a good idea of where it's going to be. You can paint the hat, the face however you want, but I think I want to do just like this. Once you get the eyes done, you can kind of take the hat off if it's in your way. And the nice part, I don't really like that one eye, so I'm just gonna wipe it and fix it. So it just wipes off really easily, and then I can try again. Painting is it's not my strong suit, but I'm just gonna make it work. Don't mind my cat that's crying right now. So he's got little eyebrows and a face. Again, you can paint this however you want, but I saw a nose like this that I liked, so I'm gonna try it. Kind of make a check mark. then turn it into a triangle for the carrot nose. A little bigger. There we go. Okay, and then we just need the eyes. I'm sorry, okay, and then we just need the mouth. Okay. And then if you need to fix anything, now's a good time. Again, it's a snowman, it doesn't have to be perfect, but there's his face. I'm gonna set him aside and let his face and the Mod Podge dry a little bit. And I'm going to work on the hat now. So you can set your paint aside. We're done with that for right now. And we'll just clean up the Epsom salt a little bit so we have a clean surface. Okay, so if you have the kit from the library, you'll have this felt hat, you'll have some type of ribbon, and you'll have some greens and some berries and stuff like that. Up to you how you want to do it, how you want to create it. But the first things I'm gonna do is I would like the ribbon all the way around the hat. That's the look I've decided on. So you should have a piece that's big enough. I'm gonna have the excess kind of on the side because I'm gonna have my greens and my little bells on the side to kind of cover that up. Up to you how you want to do it. So I'm just gonna put a smidge of hot glue here. Maybe. There we go. If you're using hot glue, obviously be very careful. And let that set. And then you're just gonna pull the ribbon around. I'm gonna glue it on the other side too, just so I know that it sets nicely all the way around. So a little bit of hot glue. Okay, and then we're gonna bring it back around. So you could cut it so there's not so much excess. I'm just gonna overlap it. I can show you guys. I'm just gonna overlap it, and then this little excess, I guess I will cut off. So okay. So you're gonna need to decide what's gonna be the front of your hat and what's gonna be the back. I kind of like it like that. So I'm gonna put to hide over that overlap, I'm gonna put some of the greens and the bells and the holly on that side. So this is a little big for what I want, so I'm just gonna trim it a little. Same with this. This is a little long for what we want. So just trim it a little. Ugh, this is a tough one to cut. Okay. So again, I'm just gonna hot glue it to the side. You can use as little or as much as, you know, the extra accessories that were given to you. I just like this little bit. So I'm gonna do this little bit of green and then these little berries, holly, bells, whatever. It's gonna go right next to it. Now, the main thing is you really want to make sure that's going to stay. I'm just going to add a little bit more of glue so that the berries are attached to the hat and not just the greenery. Otherwise, that's going to come off. And then you can fiddle with it a little so it's the way you want. That's better. Okay, so that's my hat, which will go on top of the snowman. I recommend just holding this for a little bit because the glue does not seem to want to set right now. That's better. Okay, so by now your paint should be a little bit better, even though I just accidentally touched the orange. You can touch up whatever you know you need to. So now for possibly the toughest part, or the part I have the hardest time with, is doing the bow on the stem. I gave you, if you got the kit, I gave you a very long strip of this flannel material. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is I recommend tying a knot. I recommend tying a tight knot. And then what I did was I put that to the back so that it didn't bulge in the front. So it looks like this. So that the tie part is in the back. Now you're gonna tie a bow. Now, getting your bow to look nice, it might be a little bit of a process, so it might take some time. So just give me some time and I'm gonna try to get a bow here going. that looks pretty good to me. Bows are not necessarily my strong suit, so I like that. So now just what I'm going to do, just make sure you tighten it really nice, if you could see what I was doing, so it makes a pretty even bow. And then I'm gonna trim these, and then I'm gonna fray them so that they look like a scarf. Try to match them up to get them fairly even. And then what you're gonna do now is you're just gonna fray the bottom so that it looks like a scarf. Make sure your fray is the same on the side. That one looks a little bit longer. So I'm just gonna quick fix this on this side. Okay, that looks pretty good. So as I was saying, I just frayed the side. Some of the Epsom salt did come off because I didn't wait for it to completely dry, so you can touch that up, or if you want to wait a little bit longer than I did, just let it, just glue it, put the Epsom salt on, and then let it sit for a while so that you know the glue has set. So I will fix that up. And then the only thing missing is the hat, which we will put on. And because I put that paper in the top, it should just sit nicely. If you're worried about it staying, you could put a few drops of glue and really glue that in there, but I think once it, as you can see, once it's standing, it's not going to go anywhere. But that is the finished product. I hope you enjoyed this craft, and that you can either keep it to enjoy it or give it away as a gift to someone for Christmas. I hope that you're having a nice holiday season. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye.